Hi, welcome to the Art of Health podcast. It's a place where business leaders and health professionals share their insights and their often hard-earned successes with us. It's short, it's to the point. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Art of Vibrancy podcast. Today we have got such a treat for you. We have with us the one and only Kate Cook. Kate, how are you this morning, Kate? And where are you speaking from? Tell us.
Well, today I'm speaking from sunny Chichester, which is on the south coast, kind of above the Isle of Wight, near Portsmouth and between Portsmouth and Brighton. But my office is in London, but we haven't been there for I haven't been there for 18 months.
No.
So I'm speaking from Chichester.
Lovely, lovely. And you're looking great today, and we're so pleased that you're here.
Oh, I'm so pleased to be here.
I'll tell our audience a little bit about you, Kate. Today's episode is going to be called The Business of Wellness, and you'll see why in a moment. Kate is an author. She's written 8 books, The Positive Nutrition, The Corporate Wellness Bible, lots of really brilliant publications. Her clients, Kate's clients, are a who's who of the business world, I have to say, Kate. RBS, Jack Wills, Network Rail, all names that you recognize. Fantastic. And she's done a brilliant TED Talk, and she's had several TV appearances. So we're so fortunate to have you with us today, Kate. And Kate says she gives talks and workshops to business clients, empowering their staff to adopt healthier lifestyles. Fresh, creative, and practical information is delivered in an interactive style that encourages involvement and engagement. That sounds absolutely brilliant, Kate. So,
thank you.
Let's start the podcast. Let's start these questions. As you probably know, it's 4 questions in 8 minutes. So if you're talking too much, I'll say
yes.
Yeah. And if
you're
talking too quick, I'll ask you lots of questions. But we'll see how close to the 8 minutes we can finish. So your time, Kate Cook, starts now. What, in your experience, Kate, is the biggest problem that people face as they age with regard to staying healthy, well, and positive?
Well, it's interesting because it's nothing to do with nutrition, really. I think it really starts with mindset. I think that's an absolutely huge one. You know, people wanting to sort of put on their slippers and just curl up and just go, you know what, game's over. I think it's a really, really big one. I mean, I was reading your story, Rob, you know, at 50, sort of changing everything and becoming, you know, getting interested in health. So it's never too late. I just think sometimes people feel that they get those niggles and they think it's too late. So mindset is the biggest one. Mindset. Yeah. So people don't believe in themselves. They get caught up in this, I'm too old to do this now, and I just think that the little niggles start, you know, you get sort of, I don't know, you can't move as fast as you did, or whatever, and instead of thinking, right, well, that's probably something I need to do something about, and believe you can do something about, people just sort of sink in. And also going to the doctors, and you know, I'm a fan of obviously doctors where they're needed, but you know, getting medications where they're not needed, and going for that in you know, there's so much, the medicine chest of nature basically, and the medicine chest of possibility is much, much bigger than just tinkling down to the doctors and letting that disempower you. So we need to be empowered with our health, and we can do it, you know, but definitely mindset first. Couldn't
agree more with that. So yeah, we could have some great conversation. We could go on for hours about this, but we'll keep it to the point.
I feel like I'm a mastermind or something this week. In the chair.
In the chair. Question number 2, Kate.
Yeah. Okay, if I can.
So it's about mindset, is what you're saying. What are the common mistakes and misconceptions that people have about solving that mindset? So they want to change their mindset. What traps do they fall into?
I think it's you know, first of all, negativity. Second, I think there's a lot of voices out there, you know, I mean, not least, well, out there and in there, you know, the voices we have in our head, and also the voices out there, which is, you know, competing advice, you know, a lot of experts, you know, sort of so-called experts. And I just think it is about keeping things really, really simple. And, first of all, I would say this, a good health starts with the foundation of good eating, and I'm careful not to say nutrition, because you can get down this road of nutritionism, which means just looking at things like zinc and looking at things like omega-3 essential fatty acids, without actually joining up to what is important about food, and that is sharing, eating together, and all sorts of other social things that food does, rather than just the nutrition and it all being a super green smoothie. It's really important to kind of avoid all that. I mean, of course, there's a place for super green smoothies. I do it myself. I'm a nutritionist, but not to the exclusion of eliminating other social contact.
Right. I love that. And it's that social contact which helps the mindset. It's people, if you get isolated, that's where the trouble starts.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we eat together, but also we cook together. It's about that. Early try. I'm actually also an anthropologist, which I forgot to mention.
Right.
I'm at SOAS, which is the School of Oriental and African Studies, and I'm doing anthropology of food. So it's really looking around culture of food, and that's extending the nutritional conversation even out to the soil and to the actual origins of where our food comes from. So it's all connected. So we need to look at the whole picture, not just how it's going to kind of serve us, but how it's going to serve everybody, our family, and ultimately the planet as well. So it's a whole thing, not a separated thing. But of course, we can give ourselves a helping hand by eating food that's better, that has more nutrients, but that shouldn't ever be the point.
No, that's not the focus. Right. Fantastic. This is brilliant, Kate. Question number 3. We've got loads of time, 3.5 minutes left. Yeah. What's the number one tip that you could give our audience to help them today? So something tangible, specific, something they could do right away.
Right away. Well, the thing to do right away is to balance your blood sugar. It's the foundation. It's the North Star of how we teach nutrition. And balancing the blood sugar is about managing your energy throughout the day through a hormone called insulin. But you don't need to really worry about that. It's really about looking at foods that burn slowly in the system to give you constant energy. If you've got energy, you've got kind of your mindset, you've got everything going for you. So it's kind of like fits all round. Even if your blood sugar crashes, you can feel very blue, for example, so you can feel depressed. So we must start with mindset, yes, but second of all, balancing the blood sugar. That's what we must start with. So the first thing to do is the first meal that you call breakfast, i.e. breaking the fast. It doesn't have to be at 8 o'clock in the morning, but the one that we break the fast with should be one that balances your blood sugar. And that should be food that is thick, fibrous, protein, fat. So when I say thick, it's the density, fibrous, protein and fat. And you should avoid sweet, fluffy and white food. And that's it, basically. And so choosing a breakfast, like just now I've had, for example, boiled eggs and an avocado, probably not great for the environment, the avocado. But anyway, so it's balancing the blood sugar. And so that is fundamental to keeping your mindset, not getting depressed, and actually being able to cook with gas. All inflammatory disease, everything stems back to the inflammation caused by this reaction, i.e. the insulin thing. So keeping a stable blood sugar is the key to health.
A stable blood sugar, right. And how will people know how to stay, what foods to eat and that sort of thing? Have you got?
Well, they just have to look at those categories. So avoid things that are sweet, fluffy and white. Fluffy is the density of things like popcorn, for example. Avoid those things. So don't eat bread, don't eat popcorn,
processed material,
don't eat
cereals.
White stuff, which is processed. And, So, a lot of my books is just like one paragraph. It's like
real whole
avoid
food.
Sweet fluff. Yeah, and that's another thing. Michael Pollan, talks in his book, The Omnivore's Dilemma, talks about real food. But I think it goes beyond that. Is to say, look at stuff that actually balances the blood sugar, which by and large is real food, actually. So you don't need to even complicate it that far.
Yeah, brilliant. This is excellent. Right, we've got a minute left. Just right. This is perfect. What free resource could you offer? Would you like to share with our audience today?
Well, actually, I think to keep on topic, I was going to offer something else, but we have a kind of tip sheet on energy, which I'm really happy to share, which talks about some tips to balance the blood sugar.
Right. And where can they get that? Just say it out loud now. on your
Well,
website?
actually, I'm so useless. We were talking before about technology. It's somewhere on my website. I mean, actually,
Oh,
there
right.
is, if you fill in, I think if you go to the contacts page, it says there's a free pack of kind of handouts,
Right.
one of which is that. And the website is katecook.biz. I am actually, as we said before, a corporate nutritionist, but I'm really happy to make that available to anybody, of course. So, yeah, no problem.
Fabulous. So katecook.biz.
Yes.
KATECOOK.biz.
Yes.
Talk about timing.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yes.
the best anyone's ever done, Kate. Yes. You get a prize. Yeah.
I get the spotlight. Dun, 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 dun. Your chosen subject is...
Absolutely. Yeah. Dun, dun. Kate, that was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And thank you from my audience as well. They're going to love this. So, and they can connect with you through the website. And I hope we'll see you again. And then we'll do this again in the not too distant future.
That would be wonderful. And go well.
Go well. And you too. Bye, Kate. Bye. Thanks for checking out the Art of Health podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. And I'll love you forever. And if you'd like to try my energy boosting, inflammation busting, brain and body food breakfast, head over to www.breakfastofbrilliance.com and download the recipe today. See you soon. Bye.